Hello, it's me again. Uh, I didn't do a video for long time ago because from the last video until like three weeks, 4 weeks, maybe 1 month, 2 months. I don't really remember exactly. Yeah, 1 month and a half, I think, from what I remember. So I was in a psychotic state. Even in the first video that I made, I was in a psychotic state, and you can see the difference, the functionality of my brain and how I react. It's completely different. But I think it's good that I will share the first video because you guys can see how you guys can compare how I am when I'm psychotic and how I am when I'm not psychotic. Okay, so I will do again the first video, but now I'm not psychotic, so it will be more easy for me to explain to you who I am and blah blah blah. I don't want to share my name. I have my reasons that I don't want to share my name. I will think about a name later and I will change it. I don't know for the moment what I will put in the name, but I will start to upload videos regularly to talk about many things. I would like to share my story first, because to introduce myself, and I would like also to share my political ideas, opinions, yeah, my political opinions, my beliefs, if I believe in God, if I don't believe in God, where I came from, and all this stuff. Okay, so I will start by introducing myself. I will not say my name, but I am 26 now. Now, 11 February. It's going to be 4 days. Not long. Well, I'm 26. Okay, 4 days. It doesn't make any difference. I'm 26. I lived in Israel for 16 years. I live now in Belgium. It's been 3 years that I live in Belgium. Okay, well, what can I say more about me? My father is Jewish, my mother is Christian. And I don't know, that's the basic me. Okay, so I will tell you more about my illness, I think, because I think the illness, that's what will introduce me, not 100%, yeah, but I want also this channel to be about mental illness also, because I think it's very important to get people know and understand what it is mental illness, because it doesn't mean that you have mental illness that you are not normal. There's difference between being normal and mental illness. I mean, you can be not normal and not have mental illness. So this is a stigma that you need to understand, because I have some people that doesn't have mental illness but they are completely fucked up. Okay, and there are people that have mental illness and they are completely fine. Okay. So about my illness, the doctors can't really identify what kind of illness I have, but what I'm showing psychotic symptoms. Uh, I'm little bit on the spectrum of schizophrenia, bipolar, something like that. But the doctors don't really think it's 100% psychotic, because their reason is that I'm not really psychotic because every time I'm in a psychotic episode, I'm always conscious about that. I mean, I know what is real and what is not real. But when I'm in the psychotic state, I disconnect from reality. And the feelings that I have, it's like you have dissociation, you know, you feel disconnected from yourself and from your surrounding. It's very confusing. I don't know, it's like the brain, when I become psychotic, before the psychotic, the switch, it's like my brain have like an electric shock. I don't know if it's a good example to say, but it's like an electric shock, you know? It's like have too much in the brain that in a moment my brain can't take it anymore and have bad connections that happens in my brain, and that's how I became psychotic. And normally it depends. Sometimes I can be paranoid, and it's fucked up because basically you're going everywhere. You're going to the train, you're taking the metro, you are inside your house. You always have paranoia. I mean, I was one time in my house. I start to have feelings that everyone in the street knows that I'm crazy, and that they want to kill me because I'm crazy and because I'm fucked. Things like that. I mean, it's very, very fucked up. Or, for example, you can go to the bus. You sit in the bus and people talking on the phone, and you start to feel that people talk on you on the phone, or they follow you. It's really fucked up. This is one of the symptoms that I have. I have also maniac episodes. So yeah, the maniac episodes, your brain like going. I don't know how fast, but I think it's twice fast as normal that the brain should function. And because you have that dopamine in your brain, you can sometimes be a little bit narcissistic, or you can be a little bit like sociopath. You little bit sociopathic, but it's not that you are sociopathic. Yeah, it's because I don't know how to say. It's because you have you feel kind of euphoric, and euphoric states make you like a dick sometimes. You know, yeah. This is second thing that I have. The third that happens to me is that I hear voices. Yeah, the voices are sometimes annoying, but I keep calm when I hear the voices. I don't really give them too much attention, but they still kind of annoying because it's like the voices. Yeah, the voices speak normally in Hebrew. Most of the time they speak in Hebrew. They don't speak in English or French. I speak English and French. And Hebrew, yeah. And in Hebrew they say atasarut, atasarut, atasarut. Atasarut, that means you are fucked up. You know, so it's like every time you hear the same sentence, you're fucked up, you are fucked up, you are fucked up, you are fucked up, you are fucked up. But in a way, you know, like somebody crazy talking to you, you know, he say you are fucked up, you are fucked up, you are fucked up. Yeah, that's crazy. All the symptoms that I have, sometimes I can hear 3, 4 voices. I didn't think it's a family, but my psychiatric said it look like a family because yeah, I have 2 older guys, that one a man and one a woman, and 2 children in my head. But it's very rarely that I hear them, but sometimes I hear them. And when I hear them, it's like, I don't know, you hear many kind of voices. You can't really concentrate and understand what they say. But sometimes you can understand it's always they always say bad things about you. I mean, no, there is nothing positive what they say about you. It's like really, it's like you feel like you have the devil is controlling you and want to fuck you up. I don't know how to say that, but yeah, it's crazy. So this is the symptoms. I have also in the bed, I mean, by bad moments, I can have also depression, and I can have sometimes negative symptoms. The negative symptoms, I think it's the worst. It's the worst symptom that have in all my illness. Because really, when you have negative symptoms, you can't do shit. You can't think. You can't control yourself. You can't do activity. You're like a plant. You don't do. You just eat, drink, sleep, and shit. That's it. Hmm. Okay, so this is about my symptoms that I feel. Okay, when the illness starts. It started when I was 20. In my 20s, I was just 20. Before that, I will explain a little bit of story before I had my illness. Just a background about me. I will take, I mean, like in the age, I will take my 16, okay? So the background before 16, in summary, quickly, my parents divorced when I was. They didn't divorce yet. They separate when I was like 4 years old, something like that. And basically, my father came with me to Israel. After I lived with my grandparents because my father needed to work. So I lived with my grandparents for about 16 years. They are like my foster parents, basically. And I had difficult childhood because in Israel, first of all, in Israel, I didn't felt like part of the group because everybody were Jew and I wasn't Jew. So it was very hard, because you feel like different from others. Everyone are Jewish, and you are not Jew. So, and normally in the Jewish community, they are really conservative. Yeah, not everyone. Israel is not like that. Yeah, have a lot of people that are not conservative. I don't say it differently, but normally when we are young, people are more conservative. Yeah, because we listen to our parents and blah blah blah. We don't really have our own mind, and we didn't explore yet a lot of stuff. So yeah, until my 14, I was an anxious person, sometimes depression. I was very sensitive. I mean, like, I don't know. I have a lot of emotions. Until now, I'm a guy that can feel a lot of stuff and have a lot of emotions. It's not always good. No, sometimes it makes me tired. Sometimes I'm telling myself why I didn't born psychopath. I mean, really, man. Sometimes I don't want to feel anything. I just want, you know, to to cut these emotions and not to feel anything. Because sometimes too much emotions in your brain, it's too much. And in my 15, I started to change a little bit. From depressed a little bit, I started to, because I listen a lot of metal and rock before my 15. and after 15, I started to listen more hip hop and things like that. And I did some breakdance, I did some parkour, graffiti. I started a new direction, and at the age of 16, I started to smoke cannabis. In my age of 16. And at the age of 17, I took my first LSD. Before 17, I think it was 16 and a half, something like that. Because I remember in my birthday of 17, I took acid, and I remember that I took before. I would like to share with you my experience with LSD, but I don't think it's in this video because it's a long topic and very beautiful topic. I learned a lot of stuff on LSD, and after I needed to go to the army. I didn't want to go to the army. I told you before, I didn't felt really like 100% in the Israeli community. So doing the army didn't matter to me too much. I wasn't really patriotic at that time. Now I'm more patriotic. I mean, I am very, very patriotic. It's strange, but before I wasn't patriotic. I was in my own things. I didn't had. I didn't felt like Israeli at that time. And after the army, I did 11 months in the army, and I did get out by faking bipolar disorder because my father was known in the I don't know how to say that in the government. I don't know. It was known that he has a bipolar disorder because my father has bipolar disorder, and they let me go out from the army. They didn't want to take a risk. And when I got out from the army, I wanted to do my objective. My objective was basically to go to the university, learn physics, and after physics, learn astrophysics and theoretical physics, something like that. I forgot the name exactly how to say that, but basically, I really was interested in physics. I always wanted to understand and know what's behind nature, like what the secrets of the universe. I always like it. And yeah, so I was at that time when I was studying, I was like 19 and a half. Yeah, and so before to go to university, I needed to do some exams. I needed to no, not some exams. I needed to make better my I don't know how to say that. My graduation. Because you have when you have your graduation, you have points. 60, 70, depends. So I needed to make it better because I wasn't very good at school at that time. Not because I was stupid, but because I was fucking lazy. And I did the highest level in English at that time, and I passed. And I did the one before the highest level in mathematics. I mean, you have 3 levels, 1, 2, 3. You don't have more than 3. So I was on the second. Before I was on the first, I did the second. I passed the second, but in the second, you have 2 parts. of the Exxon. So the first spot was excellent, was great. I had like 97, if I remember correctly. And between the first and second part, my illness came out. It was I don't remember the date exactly, but I have a photo of mine on that day exactly. We was in a rave party in the forest. Psytrance music. If anyone knows what it is, psytrance music, you can put in YouTube psychedelic psytrance music, and you will listen what kind of music it is. I listen until now this music, but it depends. Now I'm not really on the mood right now. It's about been 2 months I don't listen too much psytrance, but I like psytrance. Psytrance is one of my main music, and we came in the party, but before I will tell you what happened. Uh, Before that, we came to the party 1 week, 2 weeks ago. I didn't feel already good. I don't know. I felt